people say that you don't actually have the best of candidates in central Kenya, for instance, that the best of candidates are either independent or are in UDA. How do you respond to that?
How do you rate that we don't have the best? How do you say our candidates are not better? We've not gone to the polls. Huh? How did they determine that already theirs are better? Yeah? Who did the exam? And the exam is voting? We have candidates, and very strong candidates. Yes.
Your candidates are strong in central Kenya. You have the best of candidates.
Yes.
You're talking to me briefly about the situation in Nairobi, and here's the question, and I just want to follow briefly on that. You, Azimio, as a coalition, has, ODM candidates, and Jubilee has a strong candidate, or, as you go to the nomination on Thursday, we'll see who the candidate is, or should be. So is there a chance that you're going to subject all your candidates into, the final ballot, or after this nomination, you're going to have another session to sort of moderate those results and say, so between ODM and Jubilee, can you present one candidate in areas that you're strong, for instance?
Well, at least as an Azimio, where Jubilee is a coalition partner, all I can say is that we'll not have so many candidates towards the ballot on 9th August. Take this one from me. We'll make sure that at least we only have one strong candidate who will face our opponents.
So the idea is to make sure that in any area, an Azimio candidate is one as opposed to several.
Yes, just one.
Talk to me around the spirit of democracy in that. Why all these parties, I think in Azimio is 23 or 25 parties, why would they sort of cobble up and join you if at any point there is going to be just one candidate, that they would not insert sort of democracy in between and allow people to decide?
Okay, one, definitely they will also want to have the share in government when at least we form the government. And why so many came, it's just a question like, well, do they want to be in the opposition like UDA, or they want to be in government? So that's why we have so many coalition parties in our group.
And supposing you don't win that election?
It's so obvious. It's obvious. This one, Baba is a fifth. The other gentleman must be prepared to be in the opposition, maybe for 10 years. Then after that, he can try his luck. That time, maybe Caleb will also be maybe saying he's a better option than maybe the deputy president. We'll see.
And we're still trying to get Caleb Kositany back online. We have since lost him, but he's hearing this and he will come back with all the responses. Talk to me question, Caleb, I think we finally got Caleb back. And yes, and I was going to throw this question your way on the question of the coalition partners. Today, UDA signed eight parties signed into the Kenya Kwanza coalition. What happens in areas where you have a strong UDA candidate, maybe another candidate, say ANC, a strong candidate? Are you going to subject all of them into the final ballot, or there's going to be another moderation after we see this sort of Thursday nomination?
Yeah, one of the unique counties that we have very popular, very strong candidates is Kiambu County, whereby we have two aspirants under UDA for governor, Senator Wamatangi and the Honorable MP Jango. Then we have Kabogo, or we also have Waititu in UDA, so we have three. Then we have Honorable Governor Kabogo, and we have Moses Kuria in his Chama cha Kazi outfit. So for that, we shall do our UDA nominations, and then the winner, whoever emerges the winner in UDA, will now face off with Kabogo and Moses Kuria in the general election. And that is, the governor of Kiambu is already predetermined. It will be either one of those who are in the Kenya Kwanza alliance. So we have no problem there. In most areas now, I think we're still trying to build consensus as we go along. But where we will not be able to reach a consensus, then we shall allow them to battle it out on the ballot at the general election, and I don't think that should be a problem. We shall hope the best candidate from Kenya Kwanza wins whichever seat that would be.
From where you sit, Caleb, what is the most democratic thing to do? And this is, of course, a philosophy question and a question on ideology, that once you have people in the coalition, should you moderate afterwards and say perhaps this coalition, Kenya Kwanza, for instance, will bring one candidate to the ballot, or the Kenya coalition will bring several candidates and you can choose any of these? What is the most democratic thing from where you sit?
Well, you know, politics is interesting because the ultimate person who will decide is the people. And there is no politician who absolutely has a zero vote. Every politician has supporters here and there. So the best thing to do is, if you can reach consensus whereby all those who are running for the same seat would agree to then support one candidate whom they've all agreed upon, that would be good. But where they can't agree, then the best is to go to the ballot and may the best person, let the best person win. So that you don't have issues of somebody saying I was forced to step down in favor of candidate X and then having fallouts with his supporters. So at times, if it's a consensus, then all aspirants address the media the way we did with the Kakamega issue. And Boni Khalwale said they have stepped down for Malala to run for governor, and that is it. And that's how now they're doing joint campaigns on the ground. And I think we are safe in Kakamega that we shall have a Kenya Kwanza governor and senator and several members of parliament.
What's the most democratic thing to do, Mositet? To allow this sort of consensus building and say these candidates have agreed and they'll go to the ballot, you know, or withdraw one person and say, you know, as Caleb says, you know, former competitors becoming, you know, colleagues and campaigning together, going on the hunt together, if you like. What's the most democratic thing?
The most democratic thing, first of all, will be to allow, of course, each and every party maybe to exercise its democratic right to have a candidate. And then from there, at least as a coalition, we see among those candidates who can really produce the best results. And then from there, definitely, all what we want is a winner. And I believe, other than the winner at least, are we going to form the government? Because if all of you go and then you fail, what happens? You'll find yourself to the opposition. And that's why in Kiambu, there'll be so many in UDA. They talked of about 5. And our Nyoro will be there. He's already the governor there, and he will beat them.
So talk to me briefly around Kiambu. Caleb has talked and said it's inevitable that with their 3 strong candidates, one of them eventually will win, all right? The UDA will have a nomination. They'll pick one person, either Komatangi or Jango, one of them. You know, Moses Kuria would be there with his party, and the former governor will also be there with his party. All of these are UDA, right?
UDA or coalition?
Coalition Kenya Kwanza, yes.
The first thing, I don't know their agreement, but I can see them, even some of them, trying to jump out of the coalition before the elections. The way Jubilee is already operating in Central, it looks silent, but it's very dynamic. Just remember that we just started our campaigns just about a month and a half ago. Currently, you go and check, at least they are coming down and we are going up.
So at Central?
Yes, at some point.
How do I verify that?
Just go to the ground and you'll hear. Initially, you could not hear anything like Jubilee. But as of now, we have candidates for all positions, okay? In fact, you go like the MCA positions, we have so many of them. You go for parliamentary, the same. And that's why we are even, as of now, saying between 11th and 16th, we are talking of at least consensus. After that, we say, can we then allow them to go to the nomination, maybe through the ballot, and we pick the best.